He's so toxic for me and my children and the people that he brings around our kids. And it's been like that since I gave birth to my 12-year-old. I was telling him when I first gave birth, like, he knows this about me. From the time I gave birth to my baby, everything changed for me. And I became very, very picky with what friends he brought around. I became very picky with what people he wanted to have in our house. Like, we have a baby in here now. You can't just have any old dude laid up in here trying to spend the night or trying to stay with us. Like, we have a baby now. He never understood it. He never understood it. He never got it. And now it's just mental and emotional manipulation and abuse. I'm just waiting for victory, y'all. I'm just waiting for victory. And I ask that y'all pray for me. Pray for me, pray for me, pray for me. And I'm praying for myself. I'm praying and fasting. I'm praying and fasting. And like I said, when I first filed for full custody, it wasn't, I'm getting texts right now, y'all. It wasn't, I didn't have that mentality like, oh, take him away from the kids. Don't let the kids see him. But he's so toxic for me and my children. And it's been that way for years. That I'm almost to the point where I'm like, God willing, the judge, I get blessed and the judge grant me what I'm requesting. He'll see the kids when he see them. When I hear his voice, I start having anxiety. I get very nervous. I start shaking. These are the truths and the reality of the stress and the aggravation and the frustration that the situation has been. Not just this situation, that not just since May, but for 14 years. Because June 26th would have been our 14-year marriage anniversary. So, and I'm not the kind of person, y'all, and I noticed that now. I noticed that he talks a lot. My ex-husband, he does a lot of talking, and he's very good at talking. A person, I feel like my mom is the same way. Maybe it's a narcissist thing. Like, he's very good at, and my mom, very good at it. I've watched her for years, and this is something I feel in my spirit. Like, they're very good at talking people into going along with what they're saying. Maybe that's the manipulation, right? I'm not the kind of person, like, if I'm having problems with somebody, I'm not the kind of person that I'll run to another person and, try to talk their ears off to be in agreement with me and what's going on. I'm getting there, and I realize that you have to speak. I realize that you have to speak up, and sometimes you have to talk about what's going on with your situation. Sometimes if you don't tell people, they won't know. But in this situation, no, that's not the case. I could tell. It don't matter what I tell my mother. It does not matter. It's like a demon. When I tell y'all it's a demon, it's a demon. It's a soothsaying witchcraft demon. It don't matter what I tell her. This lady, I remember I started telling my ex-husband years ago. I feel like somebody could have came up. Somebody, a random stranger could have came up and shot me in my face on the street. And I guarantee you, my mother would have been like, well, what did she do to them? Right? Well, what did she do to them? Pretty much like I have not been the sweetest girl ever. The sweetest person ever. Like, I have not bit my tongue a million times. Like I'm just no good. I'm just like, And then the other thing, y'all, these people, my ex-husband, his sister, my mother, any more of his flying monkeys, these people disrespecting me, coming at my children, speaking to my children. Like, I told my 12-year-old, I said, when you get older, you're going to see all this. You're going to see how nasty they did your mom. You're going to see how they did mommy. It's crazy. It's like, what y'all think? Y'all keep coming to my kids. Like, and my kids are sweet too. My kids are sweet. So my kids, like, they don't like go off. Like, my kids are sweet kids. So they hear this stuff. And then my 12-year-old baby, she hear this stuff. And then she comes back and tells me. Right. And like I said, I'm not approaching my mom. I'm not confronting her. I'm not going to say anything to her because, my kids are. My kids are still in Florida, and I don't want no heat coming back on my daughter, because I promise y'all I'm 2 steps away from filing something for the judge to have my children immediately removed from this man. I'm 2 steps away from that because it's so stressful and aggravating. But my biggest thing with this whole situation, and I never had respect being a stay-at-home mom, stay-at-home wife. I never did. I never had respect for my ex-husband. He got better, in the recent years, but it was still so much toxicity. But I never had respect in my role, being a stay-at-home mom, stay-at-home wife. I never had respect from our surrounding relatives. I never had respect from them doing what I was doing, being a college student off and on, and getting different odd jobs off and on, and also being dedicated to my household as a wife, as a mother. I never had respect. Never, y'all. Never. It's like I was nothing. It's like I was nothing. Like, oh, that's what you're doing? You slaving away doing that? Maybe because they were jealous and they wanted a situation where a man was paying all the bills. Let me tell you something as a woman. If God does not bless you with that, and that's something that you desire, it's because your heart is in the wrong place. All you're focusing on is, oh, I don't want to pay bills. This man to pay bills for me. But you're not focusing on the dedication. You're not focusing on being dedicated to the promise of God. You're not focused on the spiritual covenant that this thing is. It's a special thing. It's a special thing to be married. It's a special thing to be able to serve your husband, to be able to bless your household. It's a special thing. And that's why any other women around us that were jealous of me because my ex-husband was paying all the bills, well, maybe their hearts aren't in the right place. All they worried about is the money. That's it. They don't care if he do them right. They don't care if he's cheating. They don't care if he has respect for them. I don't know. Or maybe they care about that stuff. That's why they never married none of the men they was messing with. Because they want to be respected. They don't want a man to poop on them, to crap on them. They don't want a man to use them as a doormat. But they do want a good man who will pay the bills. But a man who won't manipulate them, who won't sneak behind their back and disrespect them and all this different kind of stuff. So I don't know. I don't know what people's reasonings are. But anyway, my frustration with the situation, is treating me like I'm some $2 hoe that's been in the street. Yes, I'm still a woman of God that carries my prayer staff. I'm not condemned because I said hoe. Like I'm some $2 whore that's been in the street, that never had custody of her children, that didn't do everything that she had to do to make sure that her children weren't doing well. I'm just waiting for vindication, y'all. I'm just waiting and waiting and waiting, I haven't even been in Texas long. Obviously, I have not been here long, and it feels like I've been here long. It does. And my baby is going to be 13 June 28th, and I've been the only one decorating for her birthday since she was 2 years old. And it's hard for me, y'all. It's so hard following Yahuwah, following God, the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. And I just feel him saying, well, now I'm not so sure, but I felt like, before he was saying it's not time yet, prosperity. It's not time. It's not time. Like he was saying, I'm going to expedite the court case. I'm going to give you a very soon court date, and you're going to be back with your children before July. So I'm waiting on God, right? I'm waiting on God. Number 2, I didn't even, y'all, with all this toxic, stressful bull crap, I didn't even share with y'all what happened today. So today, Monday, I was not expecting my car till maybe about 7, 8, maybe 9 p.m. And I had a thought to myself. Something in my spirit said, if that car comes early, that is a sign that everything that God has promised you is going to come early. court proceeding, court hearing, financial blessings, like financial promises, big money, y'all, blessings to be able to get me and my children into a nice place here in Texas. So y'all, I got so frustrated today after I got off the phone. I think my ex-husband hung up the phone, but I was on the phone with my baby, my 6-year-old, and he went to his sister's house to sit and wait for our 10-year-old to get out of her little program, her music program. And I got off the phone and he hung up. We didn't say anything to each other. And I was just so frustrated, y'all. Just hearing his sister's voice and just thinking about the whole situation and that my children are around these snakes who do not have my best interests at heart. Who really, and his sister has the nerve to say, oh, we care about you. Oh, we love you. We just want you to know we love you. No, you don't. You do not love me. You don't encourage me as a mother. You don't love me. And all them around here trying to praise this man like he is the mother of these children. It's sickening and it's sad. These are all women, y'all. His sister don't have no children, number one. But my mother has 3 children. So you would expect more, but my mom has always hated women. This is something going on there. But anyway, so today I got off that call, y'all. And when I tell y'all, I felt frustration and anger that I'm not used to feeling. I felt frustration and anger that I'm not used to feeling. And I began to pray. And the tears began to fall. But the amount of anger and frustration that I was feeling, y'all, it was out of this world. I wasn't even 6 minutes into that prayer. And that man called me at 12 p.m. And he said he's here with my car. I was like, oh my gosh. Now I wasn't expecting my car till maybe 6, 7, 8 p.m. Y'all, it was wild. Like, I was just like, that's a sign. Even though I was still stressed, still down, still going through this situation regarding my children, I was just like, this is the sign. This is the sign that everything that I've been expecting from God, having my own home with my children here in Texas, everything that I've been expecting from God, it's going to happen early. Now, I don't know how early, y'all, because we on June 12th. But that's my little testimony, for today. And then I shared the message. I ministered to one woman today who she was here at the hotel visiting her sister. And, she blessed my soul today. She was telling me about the hurt that she's endured from churches, and how churches, the building, how they have put a bad taste in her mouth. And I was just encouraging her. And I was like, that's why when you're giving, you give unto God. Because you could be sowing seeds to a church. This lady said she had sold, she was sowing like in between her and her husband, her late husband. They were sowing $5 a month, $500 a month to this church. When he passed, she asked them if they could help with the funeral. And they told her, we help the living, not the dead. And she said she told them I'm living and I'm asking y'all for help. And so things like that will really hurt people, And that wasn't the only hurt she endured from the church, Churches are very, very religious. Church buildings, they can be very religious. And that's why Yah has instructed me to minister how I do. I be in Walmart, I be in Publix, I be out here at the hotel. It don't matter. And as long as I'm not feeling too down, that day, or like it's just really, it's not hitting for me, then I will share the good news and I will share the message that y'all instructed me to share with Black people specifically, right? So anyway, I want y'all to be blessed. Give praise, glory, and honor to the Most High God, Yahuwah, Yaakov. I think that's how you say it. I still say God and Jesus, y'all, because that's what most people are used to. But I'm trying to do better with saying his real names. Y'all be blessed in the mighty name of Jesus. And pray for me and I will pray for you guys. God bless you and blessings. And I will definitely keep you guys updated and let you know when my blessings really start hitting.